My mother-in-law arrived unannounced and discovered the secret we kept under the bed. When I heard the key turn in the door, my husband was already pushing the metal box farther in under the bed. My mother-in-law was coming in without warning with her copy of the key, and our whole plan was stuffed in there. Inside, there were tickets for that same night, a rental contract for an apartment in another city, and the receipt for a transfer taken from her pension account. That morning, he had said it was just a loan, that his mother hardly ever checked the bank, and that this way we would finally escape her control. I agreed because I was tired of seeing her show up without warning, criticize my food, and inspect every corner of the apartment. I folded my clothes fast, threw them into the suitcase, and we left it half hidden next to the box, waiting for night and the taxi to the airport. We didn't make it. I heard her cheerful voice in the kitchen saying she had brought food because we looked thinner. She walked straight to our bedroom, complained about the mess, and saw that the bedspread was crooked. She bent down to fix it, noticed the corner of the suitcase, and opened it without asking, like always. She saw my neatly folded clothes and my husband's shoes. She looked at me confused and asked where we were planning to go. Before I could make something up, her eyes dropped to the space under the bed. She knelt down, reached in, and pulled out the metal box that was still dusty. When she opened it, the air changed. She saw the tickets for that night, the contract with the new address and only our names, and the bank paper with the amount she had transferred to pay off a debt. She kept repeating that money was for her medicine and that my husband had sworn he would never touch it. I knew he had logged into her online banking with her password because I saw him and didn't stop him. I remembered how he turned off his phone so she couldn't call, and how he made me delete the messages where she begged him to visit. While my mother-in-law cried sitting on the edge of the bed, my husband came out of the kitchen pretending to be surprised. He said everything was under control, that it was temporary, that the money would come back soon, and we just wanted space. He stood next to me, squeezed my hand hard, and signaled me with his eyes. He turned me into part of his speech when he said I was the one who had insisted on going far away, and that I also wanted to leave without saying goodbye to anyone. I felt how he was using me as a shield. If I agreed, my mother-in-law would see another betrayal in my face. If I denied it, he would stand naked in front of his own mother. She stopped crying and asked me at least to be honest, to tell her if we really planned to disappear with her money. I thought about her criticism and her invasions, but also about the night she stayed with me in the emergency room while he was working. I looked at the open box on the bed and understood that secret was no longer something we shared. It was a weight he had put on my back. I let go of his hand and told the truth. I admitted the plan was real, that we were leaving that night, that I didn't have the courage to tell her, and that he took the money without permission. I confessed I stayed quiet because I was afraid of losing him and staying trapped in a life I no longer wanted. My husband looked at me as if I had destroyed everything, but he stayed silent. My mother-in-law put the papers away with trembling hands and said she would deal with the money through lawyers, that she wasn't going to argue about numbers in that bed. She added that what hurt the most was finding out like this, with the suitcases ready and paid for with her sacrifice. That night, we didn't travel anywhere. My husband slept on the couch. My mother-in-law left with her bags, and I stayed sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the gap under the mattress. I still didn't know what I would do next, but inside, I made a quiet decision. If I left that house, it would be for me, and not because of a stolen plan.